This is one of 8 elephants at Hwange National Park that's being fitted with a tracking collar. The animal is identified using drones and by rangers on foot patrols. It's then darted to sedate it and the collar installed.
With these collars, there is retail monitoring, and we can actually produce the maps with the actual locations where the elephants are, what also is attracting elephants, even outside the park.
Almost half of Zimbabwe's 100,000 elephant population live in this reserve, but they've outgrown their habitat and are now encroaching into communities as the animals search for food and water. Gideon Dube was trampled by elephants while herding cattle at Mabale village 3 years ago. His knee was broken.
It
is painful. I'm no longer able to work for my family. I can't go to the field and look after my cattle. My wife has to do most of the chores.
Before the trackers were installed, there were no early warnings to alert villagers when elephants had left the protected area.
We have been able to use literally the ability to track elephants as an electronic fence, where the moment they get out of the designated park area, we are able to pick that from tracking the collars and then deploy rapid response units to go and scare them back into the park, and also send early warning systems to the communities to avoid certain areas where the elephants go.
Last year, elephants killed 63 people in Zimbabwe. Park rangers are hoping the GPS collars will provide one way to minimize harm to both humans and animals. Fahmida Miller, Al Jazeera.
Well, let's bring in Luckmore Safuli. He's a communications officer at the International Fund for Animal Welfare in Zimbabwe. He joins us now from Harare. Luckmore, I want to ask you a little more about something Fahmida mentioned in her report, that these elephants are leaving these parks and protected areas, especially as human development is also encroaching on their space. Do we have a sense of actually how much time they spend outside these protected areas?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. So, yes, elephants do travel long distances, essential for food and water. So we have got regular incursions in the communities surrounding protected areas. There have been recent studies that have been done to ascertain how much time elephants are spending outside the protected areas in other landscapes. But for the Hwange landscape, we do not know how much time elephants are spending outside the protected area. Hence, one of the objectives of this collaring exercise is to ascertain how much time elephants are spending on the outskirts of Zimbabwe's largest protected area, that's Hwange National Park.
Luckmore, I understand that a dam has also been approved to be developed just less than 50 kilometers outside the park. Presumably that might also change things for the elephants. How much are wildlife considerations taken into account when it comes to infrastructure decisions by the government?
Yes, correct. There's a dam that is currently under construction on the periphery of Hwange National Park. That's the Gwai Shangani Dam, a major development that is likely to change the fortunes of the people outside living on the periphery of Hwange National Park. But of course, its impact on elephant movement is not known. Hence, we are conducting this research to try and establish how this mega infrastructure project is likely to impact elephant dispersal in the greater Hwange ecosystem.
And Luckmore, just briefly, I want to ask you about the scale of the elephant population we've seen. I know the government has previously even considered culling elephants. There was a program also exporting elephants from Hwange, sending them to amusement parks in China. How is that overpopulation issue now being dealt with?
So I'll just give you historical figures. So Africa used to have about 1 million elephants in the 1970s, and that figure has declined to 400,000, and about three quarters of that of those elephants are found in southern Africa. And I think we must commend the Southern African governments for maintaining healthy and viable populations. But as an organization, we think going forward, the solution is about securing spaces for these animals to roam. So it's about connecting different habitats that are suitable for elephants to live. It's about decongesting areas with high densities of elephants so that they can move from areas of high densities to other suitable habitats across the landscape. So
indeed, lots and lots of threats both to elephants and to humans. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. But Luckmore Safuli from the International Fund for Animal Welfare in Zimbabwe, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us here on Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.